Hi guys, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 55. Alright, here's where we left off on Wednesday. So we have our base panel, not a card, a base panel that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We have one layer down, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We have a piece that's 3 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 1/2. We have a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square and a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square, and then any scraps that you may need. All right, so let's go ahead and put this card together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to decide whether you want your card to fold like this, open like this, and then you will put something inside. I prefer to have it on the back side like this, so your flap's back there. So let's go ahead, line this up the way we want that to be. Let me put it down here so you can see what I'm doing. I like it like that. So that means that I am going to go ahead and glue this down here. Let me bring out my glue. And you see I folded it first because I wanted to make sure that it shuts flat. Alright, so we have it like that. Maybe I'll move it down just a tad bit so it looks a little more even. Oh, I'm going to leave it there. I just feel like that's just a little larger than that. But that's alright. And now we're going to take this whole panel and we're going to put this onto our flat panel. Again, centering it how we want it. And then pressing down. Got a little bit of extra glue there. Once that dries, I'll just rip it up. So now you see we have our card that opens like that. All right, we're going to put this on here. Now you can decide whether you want to center it, you want to offset it. I think I'm going to offset it on this side because I'm going to put some jewels or something here. You got to decide now what you want to do there. Maybe I will, because I'm going to be using the trick or treat. I don't have a lot of Halloween. I don't. My daughter loves Halloween. I don't get into Halloween that much. So I'm going to use the trick or treat from this set. So let's figure out what I want to do. I know I want to take this mask because if you go like this, they look kind of like they are bats. So let's see, do I want to do that on the whole of that? Or do I want to just do it on an up? I think I'm just going to do it on an up and down. So let me go ahead and grab another Post-it note. Probably a couple Post-it notes because I want to figure out where this lands. So that lands there. So I want it to kind of be on the underside of that. So let's go ahead. Let me grab. And you could use, of course, you could always use your Post-it tape too. You know what I'm talking about. This stuff. Let me, oh, I'm by the microphone. You could use your masking, or you could use your thicker Post-it tape. Excuse me. All right. Now I feel like that's a little crooked too. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to cover this up because I don't want anything to get on that part of the card. I'm going to cover this up because I don't want anything to get on the orange. And I'll go ahead and cover this up. So it doesn't get up there in the green. All right. So yeah, this is a houndstooth, but I feel like if you put it like this, it looks like it's bats. That's just me. Maybe it's just me. All right, and let's figure out. I think I want to do it in a gray. Let me see if I have. If I have it. I do have a gray blending brush, and I'm going to do this. I feel in smoky slate. Don't want to do it in black. I think that's going to be way too dark. So let's go ahead. Holding on to this like this. Let's just go up against that. Let's see what that looks like. All right, I think that looks pretty good. All right. Let's go ahead and take all of those off. And this I'll either wipe off with a baby wipe or I'll run it under the sink. Again, peeling that off at a diagonal so it doesn't have any chance of ripping your card. All right, I'm going to put 3 little jewels there. I'm not going to put jewels on this only because then it's a top layer. I don't feel like it is that I don't want it up that high. I want it a little more down flat so I can feel like it's going to be easier to mail. Sorry, I can't think this morning. Gosh, guys. All right. Let me go ahead and grab this Trick or Treat. And what I'm going to do with this, I think I'm going to stay with the smoky slate here. And I'm going to first figure out, I think I want to do the pumpkin pie in the middle. So let me grab that from over here. Grab out a block. All right. Make sure I have it straight. Want to make sure that I have that pretty straight on the bottom. And let's see if it looks pretty straight. All right. Just going to do one right in the middle. And then I'm going to do the rest in that smoky slate, but stamped off once, just so it's light again. Sorry, I really have the sniffles. It's been raining all week in Chicagoland, and boy, it's acting up with my sinuses. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. I kind of did it towards the center of that. There you go. I'm thinking now I want to grab a scrap and pop up that orange Trick or Treat. Let me see if I have a vanilla scrap over here. Yep, I do. All right. All right, let's go back to that pumpkin pie. So see, I'm contradicting myself. I am going to pop it up, but I don't know if I'm going to pop it up with a dimensional or just have it tone on tone. So let's... There we go. Let me take the snips. Make sure I'm kind of straight on this. All right, I do like that. I'm just going to glue that down flat. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I even blew my nose before I started to record, but obviously that didn't help. Put a little green glue on there. Let's go ahead and center this. Let's see what I have in my little bag over here to put on that. Let's see. Maybe I will use, that's a possibility. The rest I don't think, yeah. The rest I don't think will fit. These would kind of work, the classic matte dots with that black, but anything else don't really have anything that's really Halloween-y except for that, and I think that's a little too more coral than orange. So let's go ahead. Let's grab a sheet of these out. Oh, look at that. I have a pearl. Don't know where that came from. We'll put it up there. All right. So I think I'm going to use one of these to kind of mimic that little pewter color. And I think I'm going to put a black on either side. See how that looks. Boy, I have a mess here. All right. So there you are. And then you always have room in here. If you want to put another like layer under there, you would cut it down to that same size and then just, you know, cut it around that way. I'm going to leave it with the green on the inside. I don't mind. But what I was saying is, like, see how you could cut this down. So it would be 3.5 by 4 1/4. I think that's what this turns out to be. Oh, 3.5 by 5. So let me show you what I mean by that. So there we have 5. There we have 3.5. What I would do is I would lay that like this so it's even with that. Put on some glue like this. Make sure it stays aligned. And then I would push it down and move it over just, oops, just a smidge. So it's lined up with that. That might not be, that may be a little crooked. All right, so then when it closes, you don't see that underneath. All right, so there you are. That's if you wanted to have an inside for that. And yes, you could cut it to be 3.5 by 10 and just fold it and not have that flap underneath. So your fold would be this way, 3.5 by 10. But I kind of like having that flap underneath there. All right, let's show you the other examples that I did. All right, here we go. So here's this one. This is using Irresistible Blooms and that wonderful saying from, is it So Sincere? Let me look really quick. So Sincere. That up and down happy birthday. So there's that one. And see here I did a smaller base and then put that extra strip from here in there. Here I'm going from the top. So here's just using that Designer Series paper as your top layer. And then having little sayings underneath. And then here's this one. So now this one is landscape. Still that same size, see? But just going from the top. All right, guys. There you are. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, have a great day. We'll see you later.